2019 Italian Grand Prix. Picture this, all the drivers scrambling like their favorite football team just scored a last-minute goal, hoping to cross the finish line before the checkered flag waves.
Total chaos.
Well, except for our man Carlos Sainz, who must have had a secret time management app because he was the only one who nailed his lap on time.
The rest?
Let's just say they were late to their own victory party. Now, zoom back to the 1991 Canadian Grand Prix where we had Nigel Mansell, the man with the mustache that could stop traffic. He was all set to claim victory, then, BM. Last lap gearbox failure.
I mean, come on.
Talk about a heartbreaking moment. It was like ordering a steak and getting served tofu. All that hype for nothing. Fast forward to Lando Norris at the 2021 Russian Grand Prix. This kid had the chance of a lifetime, but in the rain, he decided to cling to slick tires like they were his favorite pair of jeans. Spoiler alert, it didn't end well. Cue the sad violin music, as he missed out on his first win. I mean, rain or shine, tires matter, buddy. Feeling his pain, Lando expressed disappointment, waving his hands like a confused traffic cop. He realized that poor decisions were his biggest enemies that day. But hey, he's still on the hunt for that elusive first win. Like a dog chasing its tail, but at least he's got spirit. Now, let's hop to the 2002 Brazilian Grand Prix where Nick Heidfeld had a run-in with a medical car. Yes, you heard that right, a medical car. It was one of those moments that made every fan go, did that just happen? Talk about taking a wrong turn. You think you're gonna save lives, and you end up making F1 history for all the wrong reasons. And who could forget Taki Inoue's wild adventure in 1995? He was casually jogging along in his pit lane when BM. He gets run over by a medical car. A driver in the wrong place at the wrong time, showcasing just how chaotic this sport can be. Folks, it's not just about speed, it's about awareness too. Swinging back to 2013, we have Lewis Hamilton throwing fans for a loop by entering the wrong pit box during the Malaysian Grand Prix. Fans and mechanics alike were scratching their heads. Did Hamilton lose his map? These little lapses can really mess with championship standings, buddy, like choosing the wrong sports team to support. And speaking of blunders, let's talk about Ferrari's infamous double-stack pit stop strategy during the 2001 Grand Prix. It was executed so poorly that both drivers waited longer than my buddy at the bar when he's waiting for me to finish my drink. Talk about a pit stop that stopped for coffee. Now on to the 2022 British Grand Prix, where protesters thought it'd be a good idea to invade the track. Because nothing says safe environment like people running around where cars are zooming at 200 miles per hour. Seriously, guys, it's less about protesting and more about self-preservation. Everyone's wondering, do you have a death wish or what? And who could forget the protest during the Berlin E-Prix? Some brave souls tried to glue themselves to the track, thinking they could make a statement. Instead, they just delayed everything and left everyone frustrated. Folks, when your protest causes more chaos than it solves, maybe it's time to rethink your strategy. Back to the 2022 Japanese Grand Prix, where things nearly went south when a recovery truck was out on the track during poor visibility. It was a serious flashback to past accidents. Drivers were probably thinking, is that supposed to be there? It's a reminder that racing is a dangerous game, and not just because of the speed. Now let's recount the chaos of the 2008 Brazilian Grand Prix where Felipe Massa prematurely celebrated, thinking he'd won the championship. You could almost hear the collective whoops from fans as he was left with egg on his face. It's like proposing to your girlfriend and realizing you forgot the ring, awkward. Kazuki Nakajima's debut race in 2007 was like a horror movie when he overshot his pit stop and accidentally injured two mechanics. Thankfully, all were okay and it just made for one of those "did that really happen?" stories that people tell around the campfire. Anthony Davidson also had a memorable moment during the Canadian Grand Prix when he ran into a groundhog.
Yup, you heard it right. A groundhog.
His team was completely unprepared, creating a pit stop that was pure chaos. Again, not exactly a typical racing incident, right?
Where's my popcorn?
And then there was the 2008 Canadian Grand Prix, where Lewis Hamilton bumped into Kimi Räikkönen and Nico Rosberg, creating a pileup at the pit lane exit. It was like a traffic jam on steroids, definitely not how you want to exit a pit stop. Lesson learned, caution is key, gentlemen. Here's a classic from the 2010 Bahrain Grand Prix where a Renault engineer accidentally left a mobile phone in Robert Kubica's car. I mean, can you imagine the surprise at that pit stop?
Hello, Dad.
I'm kinda busy right now, try calling back later. Talk about human error at its finest. Then we have the infamous 2005 US Grand Prix, where only 6 cars raced due to tire issues, definitely not what fans paid to see. It was a ghost town out there. No wonder F1's reputation took a hit faster than you can say tire failure. Fast forward to the 2022 Monaco Grand Prix, where Ferrari demonstrated the pitfalls of miscommunication with a pit stop error that cost them the lead. Fans worldwide were left disappointed. It's like getting stood up on prom night, folks. Communication is key in racing, just like in relationships. Finally, let's remember the 2021 Belgian Grand Prix, marked by a chaotic rainstorm that led to a race with no real competition. It was like watching paint dry. Yup, fans were bewildered as they awarded points after some laps behind the safety car. Just another day in the wacky world of F1.